Welcome to the Tout Wars Mixed Draft League live stream. I am Justin Mason, and I am hosting this live stream. And I already have friends. Sometimes I don't have friends, but today I've got lots of friends. I've got Rudy Gamble, Anthony Aniano, and Tim McLeod, who are joining me, and they are all in this league. This is a 15-team roto league, 5x5, but with on-base percentage instead of average. Guys, welcome to this live stream, and good luck in the draft today.
Yay. Thanks for Justin. Yeah. It's amazing what $10 will get you, eh? A full house.
Right? Just when I send the email out on time for this league, like I didn't for the last one, people tend to actually show up. So that's helpful. We are going to be starting here momentarily. I believe there's about 57 seconds left. I'm going to run down real quick who is in this league. And, actually, never mind. The draft has started. Seth Trackman picking first. Shohei Ohtani. Ray Murphy picking second. Aaron Judge. Adam Ronis on the clock right now. Picking third.
I wonder who he'll take.
I don't know. Scott White on the clock. Ronis picks Juan Soto. Not shocking. Scott White. Yeah, Scott White now on the clock. Bubba Entrikin is going to be hitting fifth. Shelly Verstrate hitting sixth. Mike Gianella seventh. Rudy Gamble going eighth. Can't remember Thorne's first name now. I'm blanking on it for some reason.
Every rose has it.
There you go. He is ninth. Anthony Aniano 10th. Dr. Roto 11th. Scott Chu 12th. John Legeza 13th. Ryan Bloomfield 14th. And Tim McLeod taking up the wheel at pick 15. Again, this is on base percentage league, not average. So it kind of throws things a little bit. Rudy, how much does it change for you? Do you think people maybe misvalue some of these guys in on-base percentage leagues?
I mean, sometimes I think there's definitely a time where people want to go crazy on getting only on-base percentage guys in the beginning, and there's some values. But every year it gets a little better. I think there was a little bit more edge like 5+ years ago when, but we've got some pretty good drafters here. Right now, this is going chalk. So I'm pretty much have a coin flip here. I can't see. I don't want to say it, but I can't see him going with the sexy pick here.
No, agreed, Rudy.
So this is. So yes, I got. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. All right. I knew he wasn't gonna go. I knew he wouldn't do Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
There you go. Ellie De La Cruz, so far we have not seen a pitcher go. So it'll be interesting to see when the pitchers start to go. Anthony Aniano now up. You can make your pick and tell us what you're thinking here. Is this a time for a pitcher?
It is, and I didn't want it to be necessarily, but I'm going to do it. I did not expect the first pitcher to last to me at 10. Let's say that.
I wouldn't either. In my TGFBI draft, I had pick 11, and all three of the top starters were gone by the time it got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was expecting to get either Ellie or Rodriguez there. That was my mindset. Maybe even Tucker. So to see Skubal there, too much value to pass up at that point.
Yeah, no, it does. This draft, I do feel like pitchers first two rounds don't go as fast as they would in a standard. The assumption, I think there's some signal to it because I think the top players that would go in the first two rounds, hitters, are more likely to be good on base percentage than good average. So then you've got so there's a lot of value. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy enough. I mean, I have Cal Raleigh 18, so it's not like.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a surprising pick given the ADPs that we see, but we have to remember, like, the ADPs that we see are all for average leagues, right? Like, I think the only site that has on base percentage as its standard one is ESPN now. And so Cal Raleigh, he may not have a great average, but he probably will have a very good on-base percentage. And it's a 2-catcher, 15-team league. I get it. I don't know that I could do that personally. Catchers just get injured too easily behind the plate. But I totally understand what Scott is doing there.
I saw in my TGFBI, Cal Riley went in the top 15 as well. So that's two drafts in the last 2 days. He's gone in the first round of a 15-teamer.
That I can't get behind.
No, I struggle with that. But yeah, I've seen it now twice.
Then looks like Ryan Bloomfield takes Kyle Schwarber, who obviously gets a lot more value in the on-base percentage format because of that high walk rate. So not surprising Bloomfield went there. Tim McLeod on the clock for 2 picks.
One of them was just taken.
In Schwarber.
It's got to be Connor Griffin and McGonagall.
I mean, you could throw Murakami on there for Tim, right? Tim loves the imports as well as the rookies. Yeah, oh, there you go. I like that pick, especially in Tout Wars where you've got that unlimited IL like that. To me, like I'll take some risks on some injured guys when I've got that unlimited IL right there. All right. Corbin Carroll and Vlad Guerrero Jr. Nice start there from Tim. Still no Paul Skeens, which is a little
I was about
shocking.
to ask Justin, do you dare me to do it, Justin, if it makes it to me?
I mean, I would, but like I would have taken Skeens probably at the back end of that first round. No problem. There's no way he makes it to you. I think Bloomfield is pulling the trigger right now.
I don't think he should make it to me either, but I didn't think he'd make it this far.
I mean, I don't know that Legeza is going to be doing pocket aces here, but
hopefully I'm giving Ryan room to do some thinking here because he probably was betting on Skeens being gone. Now he's got a choice.
Yeah, there it goes. Okay, yeah, like you had to know that was the case. That Skeens is good. I mean, great value, great start there for Bloomfield with Skeens and Schwarber. Legeza takes Gunnar Henderson, and then Scott Chu, who made kind of the most shocking pick of the first round with Cal Raleigh, even though I understand it now on the clock as well. All right.
He's the odds-on favorite for the most shocking second round pick.
Wow. Okay. Oh, Nick Kurtz goes there. So now Anthony back up. Oh,
Junior.
I love that pick there.
Does anybody else agree with me when I say I find third base to be the thinnest position nowadays?
It is. I was on Sirius earlier today on doing a spot for RotoWire, and Jeff Erickson asked me that question, like, what position is the one that you don't love so much, right? That you're definitely pushing guys up, and for me, it is third base. Like I know there is talent at the top, whereas like second base there isn't really the talent at the top, but the drop offs at third base, like you get past like third baseman number 12. And it is barren. And so when you're in a 15-team league like this, I want to make sure I've got a third baseman on my roster.
But Justin, even like third baseman number 10, 11, 12, you're talking about Matt Chapman.
Yeah.
Nice player, but definitely flawed offensively. He's not a perfect player.
I think the thing you can find at second base is a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you work it into your overall build, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like just looking at the ADP on NFBC since the middle of February, that's not the correct ADP. Like I think part of like the problem for me is like once you get past like the third, maybe like the 8th third baseman, a lot of them have question marks, right? Noel V. Marte, what is he at this point, right? Matt Chapman, I think he's solid, but Royce Lewis can't stay healthy. He's already injured this spring. Addison Barger, a platoon player. What is Murakami coming over from Japan? Like, that's your options once you get and there are some decent bargains too later on. But especially with Jordan Westberg getting hurt, and who knows when he's back, it really thinned out the position. It's really, really top heavy. There's some really good guys up top, and then it dies off.
So I'm curious: is height one of the 10 categories? Because if so, I'm feeling really good.
You feel really good because you've got Ellie De La Cruz and James Wood. You're really lucky this isn't a points league with strikeouts that are negative, right?
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, these are the type of guys that, they're not great on base percentage guys, but the strikeout's not as scary in a non-base league. Hence, you see guys like Schwarber going in the first round.
Scott Chu in the comments right now talking about third base number 9 and then Cliff. He's right. Scott, you should come on to the live stream when you have a moment. I would love to talk to you about your first 2 picks. Cal Raleigh, Brent Rooker, both really good players, but I think higher than a lot of people expected them to go. So I want you to come on and pump yourself up. Tell us why you made those decisions. So if you can, I know you got kids and stuff like that. So last few picks, we had Rudy take James Wood. We had Mike Gianella take Yordan Alvarez. Little surprising to see Alvarez go as high as he is, but it is on base percentage. And again, the unlimited IL with, so if he misses time, you can replace him. The Kendall Marte, Pete Alonso, Trey Turner, Churio, and then Yamamoto. I feel like Yamamoto is going too late, but I guess the pitching kind of started late here too. So,
I've actually moved him down, which is almost blasphemy for a Japanese guy. I think the Dodgers are going to be careful with the workload. So,
yeah, but he'll.
I mean, 6-man rotation there all year.
I made the point about that today on the podcast on the Sleeper in the Bus. And I said the Dodgers are so good though that Yamamoto could throw 140 innings and still get 14, 15 wins. I just, I'm not projecting.
Yeah, but you want those. But you want those innings. Though.
Hunter Brown will give you. Hunter Brown will give you the same peripherals. I think.
I love Hunter Brown too.
And Sanchez. There's a group of
I don't think
3 or 4.
Gianello's got him queued up in the.
What were you saying, Rudy?
I mean. Granted, Tucker's not an Astro anymore, but I feel like Gianella's built for another to take Hunter Brown, just keep the theme going of the 2023 Astros.
Yeah, he definitely could. Kyle Tucker, Jordan start right there. I mean, I like that. If as long as Jordan's healthy, talent is never the question for Jordan.
Well, they're keeping him at DH, so that should improve the odds, right?
You would think so, but when you're in your 20s and you've got degenerative issues in your knees and hips, there's also so much that they can do, right? It's I want to believe this will be the year he can kind of keep it on the field, especially just DHing, but I just can't bet on it. Coming around the turn, you've got Seth Trackman taking Wyatt Langford and then Francisco Lindor. Lindor going quite a bit later in this draft than I've seen him go in some other ones. People worried about that hamate injury and that it sat power on his way back. Then William Contreras, Zach Neto, Manny Machado, and Christopher Sanchez. So there goes Sanchez to Bubba Entrekin. Who's I like his start. Bobby Witt Jr., Pete Alonso, Christopher Sanchez. Pretty good start for Bubba.
Agreed.
So, though, I mean, how many teams are you really going to look at after 2 or 3 picks and go, oh, that's a terrible team?
Wait till my next 2 picks. I'll give you reason to debate it. Just have patience, Justin. Have patience.
I believe in you, Tim. I do. Shelly Verstraete, who started Jose Ramirez and Kendall Marte on the clock right now. So we'll see where she goes. She takes Matt Olson, just kind of trying to solidify that offense. So everybody seems to be solidifying that offense. We are almost halfway through the third round, and only 5 pitchers have gone off the board. So definitely not following an NFBC model. Much more indicative of what you'll see in a lot more home leagues. And Gianella does not take a former Astro or current Astro, takes Bryce Harper at pick 3-7 right there. And now we got Rudy up. Does Rudy break the pitching kind of struggles here and take someone? There's that Hunter Brown. We could have a Hunter Brown pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking to Rudy like he's not here.
Yeah, I had Olsen and Harper queued up.
Logan Gilbert, okay. Why Logan Gilbert over someone like Hunter Brown?
There's Hunter Brown.
I just have him ahead of him. I mean, I do like that Seattle home park.
No worries about the injury, like the issue with the elbow last year. Think he's okay.
I think I'm not too worried, but you never know. And sometimes you almost see that as like, where Hunter Brown pitched the full season, maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe
the roles will reverse there.
Yeah, coming into last season, Logan Gilbert seemed like the safest pitcher on the board, and of course, gets hurt right at the beginning of draft season, or actually right after the beginning of draft season.
Yeah, it's maybe like May, that I mean, I would have been fine waiting, and maybe he even gets back to me in the 4th. I just I think those Olsen and Harper were kind of the last 2 guys I was thinking, and then just the feel of there's going to, so 2 pitchers have been taken. I do think it's not crazy for John or Ryan to take a second pitcher. Mm-hmm. I'd be surprised if they take one right now, but on the 4th pick. So you kind of see it that, so he's the guy I liked. Wu and Gilbert are pretty close on my thing. I don't know. I won't say. I don't like saying names, especially when people listening might be drafting. But guy like Devers was next on my first base, and that just feel we've talked about Justin. I love San Francisco. I hate that park for hitters.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tough park, and I mean, as much as I love Devers, the underlying skills aren't great to begin with. Like, he's one of those guys that I think at some point will fall off a cliff, which is why I hated that trade for us initially. Not to mention he's a just terrible defender. I don't worry about him necessarily falling off this year. And, this is an on-base percentage league, so that kind of helps him. But I do worry that at some point Devers just kind of falls off completely. Any guy, having a below 80% zone contact scares the crap out of me.
Oh, what to do?
So we get Devers and Naylor. We did have a little bit of a starting pitching run there with Bubba Entrigan taking Christopher Sanchez at 3-5, Rudy taking Logan Gilbert at 3-8, Garion Thorne taking Hunter Brown at 3-9. Then Mason Miller becomes the first closer off the board at 3-11. And then Scott Chu at 3-12. And then we've got a couple hitters, Rafael Devers to John Legeza and Josh Naylor going to Ryan Bloomfield, which sets up the second closer. Tim McLeod just takes at 3-15. And we have completed the 3rd round of action here at the Tout Wars Mixed Draft. And Tim will be picking on the turn. So he is going to be leading off the 4th round here.
Man. I can't do it, Rudy. I can't do it.
Can't do what? Pass up on someone? Take Stanley?
No, I was thinking of going back-to-back closers just to make a mess of things, but I can't do it.
That happened in my Barf League draft a couple weeks ago, where the guy at pick 1 took Ohtani and then took both Edwin Diaz and Mason Miller at the 2-3 turn, and it set off people.
I was seriously thinking about playing games with it, but decided I need the power. I need the power and speed from Rosarina.
Yeah, I hate that strategy. I don't care if people do it. It's just like, to me, it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just I think that first closer, I get it. Wow, that Duran.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hungry like a wolf.
I think I like the first pick better than the second, but was it that I think the first closer has a lot of value. I get it in a 15-team league, especially when there's not 30 good closers.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that second one just, to me, does not have a lot of value if you've already got a great reliever. And that I'd rather just bargain bin. Yeah, you never know when a guy like in the 15th round.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Kyle Finnegan.
Aroldis Chapman last year, right? Like,
right.
You were getting him in 22, 23 when people thought it might be Liam,
right.
Hendricks. So
there's so much of a better. I feel much more comfortable taking a few shots there than like thinking you're going to get like this great outfielder or something. So I'd rather use these. So the second one, I'm not a fan of. But wow, the picks are coming quick. Okay.
All right, so we have had a few picks in a row. I love the Duran back-to-back picks, Johan Duran and Jaron Duran both going. Then we get Cade Smith, another closer. So we are getting a little bit of a closer run here.
I will not be continuing that run, though.
All right, Hunter Green to Dr. Roto. Freddie Freeman, great pick there by Anthony. And then Shea Langoliers going at 4-7. And Rudy says he's about to continue this trend of closers going.
No.
No, you're not?
No. I think, maybe more than
Vinny
I love
P.
a good Italian name like that. I love it. Love it.
Anthony Aniano loves Italian names. That is the shocker.
I just want to invite Pasquantino over. I'll make some meatballs, have some sauce on the stove when he walks in. That's it. Guys, like, he's one of my favorite players, man, just because of that name.
I mean, I think the one thing that isn't good, doesn't seem, I don't know how much it's being talked about, is the Kansas City park change. Like, that is already a pretty good park to hit, just not for homers. And then they're moving the fences in.
But does it become a less good park to hit in terms of the batting average? Yeah.
Right. A little less on the bat, but some of that BABIP is always like the batter's eye. So I want to say, like, is it Detroit isn't a bad one?
The Rays have a bad one in the Trop.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was what first base. I know. I mean, there is definitely the guy who's right now top of the queue, and I could say he's top of the queue because he is. So this isn't like Pete Crow Armstrong. And I think if I'd known he'd be there in the fourth round, maybe done something different. But I'm not combining him with De La Cruz and Wood. Where
Yeah, because Pico Armstrong is more likely than not is going to have a sub 300 on base percentage.
So and I don't need the speed, like as if. But there is a feel that it does get tough where speed and on base percentage don't usually go hand in hand. So as the draft goes on, if you're weak in both, it gets really tough. So there is like benefit of just cashing, getting all the speed if it comes at a good price. But like I said, I couldn't if his on base percentage was okay. But I mean, if he makes it, if he comes back, I might be too.
I'd be surprised if he made it back. I mean, he could. Like it really depends on the room you're in with Peter Armstrong. There are people who want to put him sometimes like in that, top of the second round kind of category. And then there are other people who are just staying away. He barely made it in the third round in my TGFBI draft.
Right. And I think it's that the on base percentage is so bad. Like he's not an average asset, but he's a big liability. I mean,
as a guy who had him in 3 leagues last year, the second half is permanently burned into my mind. It's not for me.
It may go down as one of the most disappointing 30-30 years a player ever had when you look at his second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
30-30, and the Cubs were benching him in the second half. Not often the guy goes 30-30 and he's getting benched in a pennant push.
Right. And it was hard because, I mean, James Wood, I don't think had a good second half. Elliott,
he didn't. Yeah.
Didn't hit.
He was worse than PCA.
Right. He had a stretch. So yeah, combining that, it just felt like who am I? I don't want to make a narrative. So yeah. So
I want to say
pretty straight, nothing crazy. I do think, like there's a part of the draft right about now where it's very pitchery on draft, like on my draft board. It's harder to figure out what hitters to take.
There's a lot of sameness in there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, none of the pitchers really are,
it's
jumping it, but it's just whether you just take it while it's there. But yeah, in the hitters, it's.
I think we're going to see a solid run coming through the next 10 picks or so.
Well, yeah, because you have, let's see, Scott White is about to pick here, and Shelley both, who have not drafted a pitcher.
Yeah.
So they almost have to take a pitcher here. So wouldn't be surprised to see
Shelley and White are the same.
Scott said, "No, I'm not letting Rudy get that discount on Peter Armstrong." See if Shelley does the same and she just says, screw pitching. I'm just going to dominate hitting. This is a trading league, so you can't always try to trade. Though I've never played in this league with you guys. Is there a lot of trading in this league usually? Because I know like my tout league, there's a little bit of trading, but my labor league, there's no trading. Like I was begging for trades a couple of years ago when I was in second place, and all I needed was to unload a reliever for a starter, and no one would even take my phone call.
That was more personal, I think.
It's kind of hard. And then it's always awkward, like at some point, like trading, like if you're in the top half and they're in the bottom half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of trades unless like Zinke's in you.
Yeah.
All right. I got to get in league with Zinke then.
Yeah. Early on, I find there's more, but as the league progresses and you get to the split in that middle ground, it's tough.
I've always wondered, like, it's definitely tough when, like, and one of the reasons why TGFBI doesn't have trades, right, is like you don't want to see someone win the league when there's not money on the line, right? Like by the 11th place team trading with the second place team. But I've also wondered too, like sometimes do people not want to make trades in industry leagues because they don't want to seem to have gotten the worst end? Because it's going to be public, right? That someone is going to tweet out or put in an article, I made this trade with Rudy Gamble, and
for the record, I'm picking Logan Webb. It's not going to.
Oh, wait, say that again. You were breaking up a little bit.
I'm picking Logan. Okay, it was not going through.
Okay.
I was like, so I was just saying, like,
So
just making sure it was noted.
Yeah, good call, Rudy. That's the right thing to do. Protect yourself that way. You got all sorts of witnesses.
you're on the live
Yeah.
stream. I believe I have commissioner controls, even though that was probably a poor decision by someone on the Tout Wars board. Logan Webb goes to Rudy. Jacob deGrom finally off the board here. Going to Gary and Thorne. Freddie Peralta. So we are getting that pitcher run that Tim was talking about, especially because we do still have other people who don't have a starter yet.
Right.
Yet to pick. So
not to mention anybody, but I happen to be one of those.
You are, along with Ryan Bloomfield does not have a starter. Scott Chu passes on a starter to take his boy Riley Green. Scott Chu has an altar to Riley Green at his house, I'm pretty sure, and we've had long conversations about that player. He loves him, so I'm not surprised that pick. Oh no, Scott Chu does have a starter though. He has Brian Wu in the third, so
okay, he's got himself covered.
But yeah, wrapping up the fifth round here. So far, the last few picks: Riley Green, Drake Baldwin, Freddie Peralta, Jacob deGrom, Logan Webb, CJ Abrams, Cole Reagans. So lots of starting pitchers finally starting to go. This is not like the NFBC world where a lot of these guys would already be gone in like the third, fourth round. We are all witnesses. We appreciate you witnessing. All right, and then right now on the clock, we got Ryan Bloomfield. I'm going to try to guess Ryan's pick here. He already has Kyle Schwarber, Paul Skeens, Josh Naylor, Johan Duran. Oh, he picked before I had a chance. He takes Willie Adames, adding another offensive piece. Now we get Tim for two. Tim, one of the teams without a starting pitcher. Only, I think, one or two other teams still without a starting pitcher. Other than Tim, both Seth Trackman has David Bednar, but no starters. And Scott White went 5 straight hitters to start off this draft. Hoping to just dominate offense and then figure out the rest later. Tim takes Dylan Cease, getting a workload horse right there. And then does Tim take another starter, or does he move a different direction here?
That's another starter. I'm just determining which one.
Interesting with Scott White that like I said, I mean the P. Crow Armstrong thing. You just had this, like if you go with the thing that the second half was a fluke and maybe he does it again, but the whole play was speed,
and he has so much of it already.
Yeah, that's where I went. Like I mean, because Acuna, there is the upside's amazing on Acuna if he's. But you already had Terang and Turner. Like,
I don't love that fit, especially with the starters that were on the board right there, or the relievers that were on the board. Like, I just feel like he should have done that.
Yeah, I didn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't have a closer. I went 2 starters, but it was just pretty obvious that there's gonna be a lot of starters off the board. We'll see what comes back to them. I think I'd say like in this range. There's like 2 or 3 I still like. Yeah. But I might have wanted to go 5, 6 on them.
What I found
one of them's
looking to last year, there were only 23 starters that had 180 plus strikeouts. So if you're going into a situation where you're not ending up with any of that top 23, top 25, how do you compete in strikeouts? You're ruling yourself out of that race right away, right?
I mean, the only way you can do it is volume, guys. Unless Scott just hammers pitching here for like the next 4 rounds, he's gonna be in some trouble, or need to get find someone later that just pops off.
Yeah.
And there goes Yuri Perez, Raciel Iglesias, and Jackson Merrill. The last 3 picks. Anthony, you're the one who took Raciel Iglesias. Any worries that he could lose that job with the signing of Suarez?
If his a little bit, I'm not going to lie to you. It is a concern. I mean, he was so good down the stretch, though, right? Sub 2 ERA, 1.96. Starting, what was it, like sometime in June? So he's if he gets off to a poor start, I think you have to have that concern. But again, we've been talking about the second halves of players, right? Right. Pete Crow Armstrong, second half. James Wood, the second half. If they're going to be bad in the second half and we're going to de-emphasize them, don't we have to kind of emphasize the second half or whatever it is when a player pitches well, like Iglesias did? I mean, I'll sign up for a sub-2 ERA, and that's what he had down the stretch. And I think Atlanta is significantly better this year than they were last year. I think last year was just a lost season due to all the injury. So the save opportunities will be there. But that being said, I hate to do it, and I hate to use a football term, but that Atlanta's close. I mean, what do you guys think? Is that a, handcuff your reliever situation where you got to go? Do I like, and I'm not going to say it out like people are listening, but do people want to have to go get Suarez at some point if they have?
I think Iglesias is good for this year as long as he pitches. If he stumbles, they've got an option there. I think Suarez is the guy for next year.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts anyways.
And what's one of the reasons why I'm staying away from the Atlanta situation and I'm staying away from the Milwaukee situation, because I think they've got guys who any sign of trouble, they're going to, like Rossio Iglesias lost that job for a minute last year, right? They didn't have a Suarez to go to, but they do now, right? That's what scares me. And I hate having to invest in a handcuff early. Like if it's a handcuff where I'm getting him in the 23rd or 24th round, fine. But that's not where Suarez goes. And so
let me ask you a question. Do you have the same concerns about Bednar? Bednar got sent to the minors last year by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I have less concerns just because I think with the Yankees he was great. But I also haven't been drafting Bednar. I'm almost always prioritizing a guy in that third, fourth round area, getting the Mason Millers, the Edwin Diaz's, the Munoz, the Durans kind of guys. And if I don't get that, then I just wait for a while. You said there he is, Tim. Who are you talking about?
Oh no, my better half just strolled behind. I was saying that there she is as she strolled behind me, guys.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that about a player.
No. Well, no comment.
So there's, Luzardo, I think was I had him as the top pitcher, and I would say he's kind of toward the end of that tier.
Luzardo scares the crap out of me, to be honest.
It is. That's why he's
that's why he's at the bottom.
Yeah, I see the vision, and I think we saw the vision at points last year with Luzardo. The problem for me is one, the long history of injury issues, right? They didn't pop up last year. He was healthy, 183 innings, but he only threw 66 and 2/3 in 2024. Prior to the 2023 season, when he threw 178, he struggled to get to or over 100 innings. And then you add in the fact that he has these unbelievable moments or stretches, and then he has these unreal bad stretches where he's either tipping pitches or just can't get his mechanics to repeat properly and can't find the strike zone, or is just too wild within the strike zone. I don't like that kind of pitcher at the top of my rotation. If Scott had again taken a different pitcher last round, right? If Scott had taken Logan Webb and then gotten Luzardo, I'd love that, right? Because the upside of Luzardo with the safety floor of Logan Webb. Having Luzardo as your number one, unless he comes around here and takes a Framber Valdez. I think Framber's still around, right?
I think we know who he roots for. I think you got to go Strider to get a little bit more of a stability.
Are you not worried about? You're not worried about that? Yeah. Okay, I was just making sure.
Oh man, I wish I had the camera. I wish I was looking at the camera. See if you guys actually thought that.
I started to, and then I could tell real quick.
I got real nervous there for a second.
Yeah. Seeing that, so that's for me like the problem with this kind of strategy that Scott's doing. Not to say I love Scott. I think he's a really, really good fantasy mind and player. But when you're gonna go all offense like that, even like what Shelly's done right here, right? Like you're gonna go all offense to start off your draft. I really want to see like a safe starting pitcher, right? Like I want to see one of those Logan Webb types, one of those Framber types, a guy that I really feel is going to give me volume that I'm missing from going offense the first 4 to 5 rounds. And
there's a couple guys there that'll do it.
Yeah. They definitely could. I don't love. We'll see what Scott does here. Maybe Scott takes Framber and right here and just goes, okay, there it is. I got my upside with Luzardo and kind of my floor on a good team with Framber. Or maybe Shelley does something like that. But
am I remembering Luzardo correctly? Am I remembering last year correctly? Because I have Luzardo. Lights out.
It was good last year.
And hit a funk hard.
Yeah.
Right? Am I remembering that? And then settled down. But there was a patch in the middle of the year.
Oh, there we
go. A couple of starts where he wasn't getting out of the second inning. He was giving up runs. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
He was like one of the best pitchers in baseball in the month of April, had a 1.73 ERA. From May until July, he had a 5.5 ERA, or pretty close to 5.5 ERA. Yeah. And then in August and September, he was great again. It was a 3.12 and 3.21 ERA to end the season. But I think that is who Luzardo is, right? Like he's gonna be one of those guys who like has these pitch tipping issues, has these mechanical issues, and then also gets hurt. He didn't get hurt last year, but I just think it's a lot of risk, especially as your number one. And Scott White does exactly what I said he should do, which is Framber Valdez. So like he went and kind of tried to fix it right there.
Mm-hmm. Shelley's still all in.
Shelley says, screw Justin Mason. It says, I'm just going to keep going after the hitting and destroy everybody with my hitting. I love if Reagan's is healthy, if Reagan throws 160 or 170, I mean, like he could be easily enough to carry the start of her rotation. I just worry about the health, especially as the only starter there.
Well, and you got to get innings somewhere, right? We got to get 1,000. So, yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting starters. I mean, I love the offense. The offense Shelley's got, Jose Ramirez, Kettle Marte, Matt Olson, Perdomo, Reagans, Springer, and Soderstrom. I mean, I absolutely love that offense. And I love Reagans too. I want to see what she does with the rest of this pitching to make it work. Rudy takes Hoffman. Rudy, I like that pick. I think Hoffman is underrated this year. I think people are pushing him down the board in a world in which every relief pitcher is overrated and drafted right now. I feel like Jeff Hoffman is one of the few that's not. And then last couple picks there, Bo Bichette, Trevor Story. Of course, I was talking to Rudy. He wasn't even there. Picks, like I said, Jeff Hoffman went to Rudy Gamble. Mike Gianella taking Pete Fairbanks. Gianella, here we go, has 5 offensive players and 2 closers, no starters. I didn't even notice that because of Munoz. But Gianella yet to take a starter as well, which is interesting. Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Bryce Harper, Andres Munoz, CJ Abrams, Christian Yelich, and now Pete Fairbanks. So I'm wondering.
But Suarez is finally off the thing too.
Yeah,
he fell a lot further than I thought.
Well, yeah, I'm actually a little surprised. Suarez was still available there. I didn't even realize. We're talking about how bad third base can be. And Suarez, a guy who, only put up a 7% walk rate last year, but has had double-digit walk rates throughout his career. Through 5 games so far in spring, he's got a 13% walk rate.
A 255 on base percentage when he went to Seattle last year. 189 average.
That's part of the problem right there.
And the problem is he's hit 200 before. It's not the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As much as
I didn't like him for my build.
Then we've got
Ohtani
John Heyman has just tweeted that Profar suspension is official. Tested positive for exogenous testosterone. There's no way around that one. How do you guys evaluate Shohei the pitcher? I don't believe him getting more than 75 innings. I think they're going to give him as many innings as they can. I think they will. I think he will probably throw 130 innings. They'll just skip him, a fair amount to make sure he's kind of saved and ready for the postseason. I just don't love drafting a guy like that because I don't know. There's nothing more frustrating, especially when they use him as like the Sunday starter, right? Like then being like, okay, I'm going to throw him in my lineup locks, and then finding out that he won't be the Sunday starter because they've pushed him or just skipped his turn in the rotation. And so I just find those guys really frustrating to roster, especially in weekly format leagues. So I tend to not. What about you guys? Are you guys interested in Shohei the pitcher at all this year?
120 good innings. It's still only 120 innings.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot earlier than I would have liked.
That's going to be the problem with a lot of Dodgers starters, is what Tim said. You got a lot of 120 inning guys there. Snell, Glasnow, talented arms. They will protect them for the postseason. And don't be shocked if there's like phantom IL stints, and things like that to protect a lot of those arms.
I think the only one is Yamamoto.
Yeah. And remember, Yamamoto was a workhorse through the postseason, so they'll tack on all those extra innings he pitched through the World Series too.
Yeah,
and they'll protect him.
Yeah, I think 160 on the top end for Yamamoto is about. I can't see them going any further than that with him. They need him for the playoffs.
I mean, what did he throw last year? Let's see. Yamamoto threw 173 last year.
Plus how many in the playoffs?
Threw another 37 in the playoffs. So 111 innings total.
211
playoffs. Sorry, 211 innings total.
Yeah.
I can see him get 170 again. Maybe it is 160, but I think it'll be a really good 160. Getting a little bit of a catcher run here. You got Hunter Goodman and Sal Perez go in between Wilson Contreras, who was a catcher, no longer a catcher. One of my favorite pitchers this year then goes Nolan McLean. Nolan McLean going after Jacob Mizorowski, which is an interesting kind of fall on the board. Jacob Marcy goes at 8-2 to Ryan Bloomfield. The Marcy hype is real, and I'm here for it. Then we get Rudy taking Nick Pivetta, his third pitcher.
Yeah, I think I like the Marcy pick. He was definitely was in my queue. I think, but I would have definitely liked Pivetta over Ohtani.
Yeah, I agree there.
So yeah, I think that was kind of a guy that just fell. But I thought about him for the 7-8 pick, him or Joe Ryan. I was thinking about, but I didn't want to get caught a closer too long.
Paul pushing back on Luzardo take. He says that Luzardo, it was 2 disastrous starts, which allowed 20 earned runs. He was great in his other 9 starts. All right.
Right. It was, yeah, and I think they were 2 starts you couldn't get away from even. Like it.
Yeah.
So your bad one could just be at Colorado or like, but when it was like, I remember it was just like, oh, and then you probably had to sit him the third one. You couldn't go 3 in a row. So then
he pitches a gem.
Yeah, it was 12 earned runs given up at home versus Milwaukee, and then 8 earned runs given up versus Philly. Yeah, that did really.
No, he was on Philly.
Or sorry, versus at Toronto.
Versus the Blue Jays. Great matchups, but I mean,
but he was
pitching.
So
you couldn't get out of it. You couldn't get away from it.
His numbers prior to that, so I'll get those real quick. His numbers prior to that, he had a 2.15 ERA with 67 innings, with 77 strikeouts. So like he was the best pitcher, or one of the best pitchers in baseball through his first 11 starts. Gets absolutely just shellacked in those 2 starts. And then from June 11th on, he had a 3.57 ERA, 133 strikeouts in 111 innings. So pretty good, or been pretty great, the rest of the way. I just don't trust him. maybe that's, I've been burned one too many times. Yeah, it was the number 1 seed in each league. But though at that point, we didn't realize how good Toronto was going to be, right? Toronto starts getting going around that time. And but like, you're not sitting a guy who's pitching that well at any point, right? Like you're going to roll with it and hope you don't get tagged like that.
Yeah. No. So yeah, I think it was Anthony was saying like, and it's like, yeah, it jogged my memory, but oh yeah, I remember. Like Pepperidge Farm.
I remember because I had Luzardo in a dynasty league, and I'd been in talks to trade him straight up for Schwarber, an on-base percentage dynasty league. And then he had that first start, and the guy's like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. And then, like, we were so close to having it done, and then he gives up like 12 earned runs or whatever it was, and then I'm screwed.
Yeah, I would put the brakes on things pretty quick, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. We'll do since Rudy's Dick Pavetta pick. Mike Gianella takes Matt Chapman, kind of part of that demarcation line. Ian Happ goes to Shelly Verstraete, Bubba Entrekin, Kevin Gosman, Jose Altuve to Scott White, who has decided he is done with starting pitching now that he's taken 2. Gianella still not taking a starter. Adam Ronis takes Emmett Sheehan. Ray Murphy takes Alex Bregman, who in an on-base percentage league feels like is probably gone way too late, especially with the pitfalls at third base. Sonny Gray and Adley Rutschman on the turn for Seth Trackman, and then Ray Murphy takes Dennis Santana, and Adam Ronis just took Ryan Pepio. So I've got an interesting theory about what is happening here for Mike Gianella. I don't know if anybody else has a theory.
No,
I'll take that as a no. I think Mike Gianella is not going to take a starter. There's no innings requirement in Tout Wars.
There isn't?
I don't believe so. We've seen this from Doug Dennis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there can't be. Yeah.
Right. So in AL, he won it a few years ago. I don't think we've ever seen it, as far as I know, in the Tout Wars Mixed Draft.
Right.
But I think it looks like to me I'm not going to take a starter gambit and see if I can just win all the other pitching categories.
Uh-oh.
So
Scott's got a thing up in the draft room. If you're running things, Justin, he said he couldn't make a pick on his hater pick.
All right, but now it says it worked.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
not actually. I'm not actually in charge of the draft room.
Oh, okay.
I have access, but I believe Todd is running things.
Oh, okay. So you were just jesting with us then, eh?
Oh no, I mean I have the power. I'm just I'm not gonna use it because I just got onto the top board and I don't need to be kicked off of it.
That sort of sounds lame, Justin. Good old Mike Trout. That always seems wrong, doesn't it? When you see him going in the 9th, 10th, 11th round.
Yeah.
It's right, but it seems wrong.
I feel like this is the year to gamble, right?
Yeah.
Some good catcher picks lately. I would have liked one of them. So it's a little wonky, but surprisingly really good for on base percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's going to be, it might be May before might be June.
You might have to wait a couple months, Rudy, but I like the pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that too.
It is tough to beef up on base percentage.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you dig yourself a hole. You ain't going anywhere with it, are you?
So he's
Scott Chu calling me a coward for not overriding things.
Well done, Scott. Well done.
I agree. Listen, give me a few years on the top board and then maybe I start overriding things, but I need to get my feet, a little bit more cemented before I start, messing with everybody.
Well, that's the right place for Dr. Roto to take Okamoto.
I love Okamoto this year.
Yeah, 9th, 10th is about the spot that I've got reserved for him.
I love that pick there. Kyle Stowers still going in the 9th round in spite of the hamstring issue, though. Is he back yet? He's like a grade 1 or grade, it was like 1 tear or something. Yeah, he's still not playing. Played catch on Sunday. So we'll see. I've had a lot of arguments on whether Kyle Stowers is good or not with people. So
yeah, he was definitely one of my better late draft. I don't know where I got him, if it's just at a draft champions or so, but
I do not trust those contact skills at all. I think he'll overpower. I think that batting average might crater. But a lot of the projection systems agree with me. So expected return in 1 to 2 weeks. All right. Last few picks there. Yeah, in 9th round just doesn't feel like the right spot for him there. Kenley Jansen goes to Gary Thorne. Michael Harris the second to Anthony Aniano. Dr. Roto takes the aforementioned Okamoto. Scott Chu takes Ward. Legeza takes the aforementioned Kyle Stowers. Emilio Pagan to Ryan Bloomfield. And then Tim McLeod takes Luis Castillo, and we are done with the 9th round. Tim will be leading off the 10th round here. Interested to see who Tim takes. Tim already has 3 starters, 1 closer, and then 4 hitters. So I'm going to guess hitter here. The question is, which one?
It's probably early, but I like this guy a lot.
Ah, there you go. That's a very interesting pick, Sal Stewart. Tell me why you like Sal Stewart so much.
He can flat out hit. I don't have any concerns about him holding on to a job, not in Cincinnati. And the RBI opportunities, he's just a good all around player. I'm expecting big things and very, very good OBP.
There we go. Hitting in Cincinnati too is always a great place to hit. It seems like they really do want to give him every opportunity to have as much playing time as possible.
Right. And for Rudy, Justin, he's my first player, I think, under 25. Okay, it's 10th round. Like, really?
You really took Rudy's comments to heart there, huh?
No, I mean, if you gave me the truth serum, it would be like Tim's like, like that whole like the mullet is like business in the front, party in the back. Tim's like business in the first 10 rounds, and then the mullet starts happening. The prospect mullet.
Oh, come on. How else am I going to make your annual article, Rudy? Come on.
I don't think. I think that one's been retired. I think it's.
Okay.
Too much. I'm the opposite. Like Gray and I are opposite. He's like a creature of habit with content, and I'm like, like, oh man, I've already done that.
Not again.
I can't do it again.
I just didn't like a lot of the options there, and I'll go with the upside when in doubt. That's just the way I play.
I don't mind that pick.
I'm not. The offense is really meh. Like there's just not a lot of guys I'm looking at on the board that are jumping at me. And then the ones that do, then you look at their on base, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's why
there's a reason they're still on the board.
I keep having that same feeling, Rudy. I'm like, oh, look who's available, and then I'm like, that on base percentage is just brutal.
Wow, is that it's a fourth starter for four starters and a reliever. Mm-hmm. I've done it before. This would, and I guess I'm at 4, but I am not taking a pitcher here.
Well, it's glass, so it's what, 3?
This,
3.5 starters. Yeah.
I don't love. Yeah, I'm definitely. This is a pretty boring pick, but I need an outfielder.
Yeah. Kwan's not. I mean, I know Kwan doesn't get the flowers he deserves, but that's because he doesn't get the flowers he deserves. I mean, a guy who can hit 300.
Yeah, well, what's like, Cagley, interesting. Let's see.
How many players are on the board that are going to score 90 runs?
Yeah. Right. So, so you're, and then, just you don't want to get too far in the draft, feeling like, and he helps with the speed.
Yep.
Maybe, with the wind tunnel, in right field, like he actually has some power in Cleveland.
He's Sir Anthony.
This is the closer world we live in, where Sir Anthony Dominguez is going in the top 10 rounds.
And he has Chapman.
Yeah.
So this feeling of, but I am at like it's not that off, but I'm not a fan of meh RP2s in the 10th. But I mean, I think everyone's been
people are really unsure of the pool.
Look at the players. Who are you looking at in that thing and being like, wow, this guy really stands out. It's like they're all like kind of like Chase Burns. I mean, obviously I like some of him. Adele was probably like the best value on my sheet.
I love Adele.
Yeah.
But he's not good for on base.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if it was an average league, so build independent, I would have taken him over Kwan maybe. But what else? Strider and Bradish.
There's some
Interesting.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's starting with Lindor on the IL to begin the season.
Mm-hmm.
But
And-
I do like it. I do like if you're going to go, like, you went first 5 rounds without a starter.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to have you've got to at least try for at
Some
least
upside.
a decent, at least like a league average SP3, if not a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Bradish is not an ace. For fantasy this year. I mean, he obviously could be, but
He's being drafted like he is, though. I mean, that's
but no,
part of.
But he's more of a SP2.
So I agree.
You drafted that's all I'm saying, and that but a lot of this is just bulk, and who knows who's right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I kind of think of building. Like, you're giving yourself a chance if you've got like if you bulk up on the pitchers. Coming out without 3 in the top 3 out of your first 10 is a little. You're a little vulnerable. You're kind of needy in it, and it's harder to get them in the 11 to 15. I do like the Michael King pick. I drafted him in my Harf and in labor.
Michael King is a Bubba guy right there. He loves.
Yeah, I like that pick.
And Mike Gianella, I bet will take an offensive player since I know what he's doing at this point.
Yeah, I would think that's now a safe pick. Yeah.
Oh, and he tricks us because Ryan Walker takes the reliever.
Right, so he's going to go 9. Okay, I mean that's
it's a good strategy if you're the only one who does it, right? If someone else tries to do it, it's a problem. And you really got to hope. Like, my only problem with this is honestly, if you're going to do that strategy in a draft and an auction, it's almost easier to pull off. Because you can take like 2 of the top tier closers. I'd almost rather see him, having seen him take like Mason Miller in the 3rd and Andres Munoz and lock up like 2 elite save guys and then do this, as opposed to P. Fairbanks and Ryan Walker. Though I like both Fairbanks and Walker, so it's not a bad construction.
The problem, Justin, if you take a look at his team and the build, he doesn't have enough speed. He's going to have to find some quick, like real quick.
Well, he's got 30 from Abrams. He's got, probably 25 from Tucker.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. He's going to need more speed.
He's going to need a lot of it. He's going to get that speed with a very low OBP.
He also has a lot of injury risk with Yordan Alvarez, Christian Yelich, and Mike Trout on this team as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the idea, and I love kind of doing a different gambit that you can try to exploit something within your draft. And like I said, we've seen Doug Dennis, I think, win tout AL twice doing this.
Yeah.
It's definitely more of a 12-team ALNO only strategy. So it's interesting.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Play out. Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know if I would have built my team like doing this. I love doing this, but I don't know if I would love doing this with this type of build personally.
I kind of agree. It's always like, if I'm going to do this, what does it get me?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you've just got to crush it on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to win. You pretty much have to win every other category. And I think Tim's point of Mike not having enough stolen bases at this point is a really good one to make. You can make up stolen bases later, but it typically comes at huge deficits in other categories, and you don't want to do that.
Right. And he let Xavier Edwards go, who might not be the best real life player, but is a pretty good on base percentage steals guy.
Mm-hmm. All right, last few picks since that Ryan Walker pick. We've got Noel V. Marte going to Rudy, Jonathan Aranda going to Gary and Thorne, Anthony Ariano takes Cam Schlittler, the aforementioned Xavier Edwards going to Dr. Roto, Scott Chu takes a Mai, John Legeza takes McGill, Ryan Bloomfield taking Nathan Eovaldi, that is a Ryan Bloomfield guy. And then a turn of Dansby Swanson and Abner Uribe going to Tim. Really interesting taking the other closer in Milwaukee, Tim, after John takes the perceived first closer. Do you think Uribe will be the guy in Milwaukee?
I would take him before McGill. McGill had PRP shots in the offseason, and let's face it, I don't think McGill has ever in his career made it for a full season. In Milwaukee, they're talking about a full-blown committee, and the peripherals from Uribe are great. The strikeout numbers are great. I've been taking him before McGill, and I'm happy to get him there. Nice. 10 to 15 saves is all I want, and 100 strikeouts.
Rudy, talk to me about your pick, because Marte is one of the guys that I really, really struggle with this year. Like, I don't know what he is at this point. He's missed so much time with injuries, a suspension. Then he's had uneven performances in the majors. Sometimes he looks like he could be the second coming, and the next time that he isn't necessarily a major leaguer. So why are you in on Marte taking him where you did?
Man, I'll admit I like the third base outfield eligibility. He's got the power, speed. He has potential on both. It's just the hope that he kind of figures it out. So at this point, they're just, I wasn't wowed with what was on the board. So he was pretty high up on my board. Now feeling like I've got I only had one outfielder in the first 9. So gives me a little more confidence there. And one more speed play. So now I think I'm pretty open to drafting whatever right now. Not that I was that constrained there, but it's a good time to be in this part of the draft and and feel like you could just take best player.
Yeah.
Scott Shue says, "Oof, that hurt, Tim." I don't know which player he's talking about, but clearly Tim did not, or clearly Scott did not like that you sniped him somewhere on that turn there.
Yeah. I like Dr. Roto's pick of Kyle Teal. It might be a bit. I was counting a couple rounds further down, but I like Teal a lot this year. I think he's undervalued.
Why do you think so? I look at Teal as a better real life player than a fantasy one.
Well, I think you could be looking at 1560, and in this format, OBP, it's going to be solid. So I would have moved him up, but not that much. But hey, 2 thumbs up to Dr. Roto. I like the pick.
That is a good point. Kyle Teal has been a double-digit walk rate at every stop in the minors. Yep. 12.5 in his rookie year. And he's been more of like a 15% guy throughout the majority of his minor leagues. So like last year, he put up a 375 on base percentage. I think we'll see that average dip, but that on base percentage still be pretty good. Like a catcher who can hit 15 home runs and throw in a handful of stolen bases was like a 330, 340 on base percentage. In an on base percentage league, I can totally understand that pick.
Well, yeah, and you look at catcher right now, and anything over a 300 OBP is great.
Yeah, that is part of the problem here. Rudy taking Mackenzie Gore. Are you loving the fact that he got out of Washington and is going to Texas?
Yeah, I mean, and Texas isn't as bad as it used to be. Yeah, no, I thought he was a solid guy I'd want for an SP4. Keep pressing on innings and Ks. And then, if you look at the board, I mean, Right. I mean, like,
no.
I mean, yeah. What's the oh no? Oh, like,
Connor Griffin just went. Tim, I just didn't want Tim to see it.
yeah.
I've got a rule. I'm trying to avoid everybody in Pittsburgh. Okay, I wish Griffin all the best. I hope he breaks camp, but man, they're probably going to send him down because he's got to work on his bunting, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I got the sarcasm.
To me, like, I just don't like. I know that they said that they're gonna give Connor Griffin every chance to, like, break camp with a team and stuff like that. I don't buy it at all. Like, Pittsburgh is such a cheap organization, and with the fact that we're likely going to be facing some sort of shortened season next year, and last time we had a shortened season, they just gave everybody pretty much who played, I think, 20 games or whatever it was, a full year of service time. Why would Pittsburgh potentially burn 2 years of service time by having him up early?
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
I don't either, Justin.
So as much as I know people are really excited, he hit the 2 home runs on the first day of spring training. I just can't buy it. Now, if they say he is going to be up, that's a different story. But
yeah, if they announce tomorrow he signed an 8-year extension for 100 plus mil, that changes the game in a big way. Yeah,
absolutely. I just don't believe that's what we're going to see.
I hear you. So
I get yelled at in my Fangraphs comments all the time for that. Because I'm the one ranking shortstops for the Fangraphs staff, and I haven't moved him into my top 30 shortstops, and people get mad at me.
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, this would be my. Remember what we were saying about, like, at the 12th round, I think it's totally fine. I don't know what he would be for on base percentage. The question would be, like, that would make a lot of sense for Mike's team, where we were talking about, I don't know about his speed. Not Scott White's team, who has Pete Crow, Armstrong, Turang, Acuna, and Trent Turner. You can only get 15 points in steals. Is there a
bonus? Is there a bonus for 350 stolen bases?
I don't know. So that's the thing. And so there's definitely times in drafts where I'm like, man, like I'll say, like, me taking Austin Riley at 6'8" and Bregman was there at 8'8". That wasn't not the best by me. There might have been a little bit more value, but I didn't take Bregman at 8.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd have been like, oh, Connor Griffin. It's like when a guy, I feel like Pavetta was pretty near top of my board for 15, 2 rounds, where it's like, okay, well, if you're going to keep him there, then we will take the value as my SP3 there. So I would have definitely would have waited longer, but. I mean, and he has a shortstop, so now he has a second baseman, so that he's only as your MI. Yeah. So,
and he has an MI unless he's going to play Altuve in the outfield.
Yeah. Now there's a guy I like better than Griffin is Weatherholt, especially in this format.
I did, yeah. In a redraft league, I'm taking Weatherholt every time because I think Weatherholt is up day one. Or at worst is up at the end of April. There you go. Gianella fixes the speed problem by drafting a guy who will either get him 100 stolen bases or no stolen bases.
That's about it. I would have bet on that pick coming up. Would have bet on it.
I don't like rabbits. One category players is the way to make sure you do not have enough in that category, because all it takes is one hamstring pull, and Chandler Simpson has already dealt with a hamstring issue this spring, and all of a sudden you can't find 50 stolen bases on the wire.
Yeah, I lived the Juan Pierre years.
Yeah, exactly, right? Billy Hamilton years.
Yeah.
All right, Rudy Gamble up. Interested to see who he is going to take here. Lawrence Butler. I feel like Lawrence Butler all of a sudden. I know he's hurt right now, but I believe he's going to be ready to play games here shortly.
Yeah, I don't love. I mean, I just what I thought was value.
I think that is good value. I'm not even a big Lawrence Butler guy this year, and I think that's good value. All right. Then we have
solid value there with Robert Garcia.
Yep. Yeah. Sandy Alcantara there is a pretty good pick, I think, kind of late. And then Matt McLean. Let's see. I kind of like the McLean pick.
Having a good spring.
Having a great spring. And he's, he was a 10% walk rate guy last year, but he was, high double digits, mid-teens double-digit walk rate guy in the minor leagues. So far, yeah, I mean, already so far 3 home runs with a 17% walk rate, 6% strikeout rate, only 5 games. It's so hard because we go so long without baseball that the moment spring training starts, if someone gets hot or someone gets blown up, everybody overreacts. And I'm a part of it. I overreact too, just because we've gone so long without news. But it's hard not to be like, oh, is this the Matt McLean we saw in 2023? Robert Suarez, or not Robert Suarez. Oh man, I am Ranger Suarez goes to Bloomfield at 13-14. Cade Horton and Jackson Holiday taking another one of those ham 8 guys, but you get yours at pick 4 or at round 14 as opposed to the other guys taking round 1 and 3. Do you think that this is the year for Holiday to have the breakout?
Well, when you look at second base, I think he's fully capable of. He did 17-17 last year, 15-15 this year in round 14. Yeah, that works for me. Plus, I can rename my team Team Hamade, right?
There you go.
I got Carroll in there, right?
Oh, you were. Oh, that's right. You were the guy who took Carroll too. So you've got both. You've got 2 of the 3 Hamade guys.
Does it get any better than that, Justin?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, Tout Wars is different than like TGFBI. Unlimited IL actually means something, right?
But both those guys are going to be. They're going to be within.
They're going to be
2 weeks of the start of the season. So I'll sacrifice that first couple of weeks.
You just gotta hope that the power doesn't. I think that's always been the issue with the Hammett bone, that
it's the power.
The first couple of weeks, but it's not a real issue for Holiday. And then even for someone like Corbin Carroll, like, okay, well, how about you run in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the argument I made on the Sleeper in the Bus with Carroll, was like, we have seen him be a first-round talent without a ton of power. And it's not like they're having these injuries in the middle of the season where you're going to miss, the 4 weeks with the surgery and recovery. Plus, then you're going to be less powerful when you come back, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to miss most of the time is spring training. And if you're a little less powerful, April, you'll make up for it in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in a good park to hit home runs, too.
Yeah. Addison Barger, another one of those polarizing players that some people love, some people not so much, going to Gary and Thorne at 14-7. Brandon Lau went to Anthony Aniano at 14-6. Edward Cabrera, if he's healthy, maybe a really good player for Dr. Roto at 14-5. Ezekiel Tovar, 14-4 to Scott Chu. Trent Grisham, who we had a little bit of a disagreement on Sleeper in the Bust, and John tweeted at me that he liked Trent Grisham this year, takes him at pick 14-13, and then 14-2 was Xander Bogaerts to Ryan Bloomfield. Otto Lopez at 14-8 to Rudy Gamble, Mike Gianella, Cedane Rafaela at 14-9, Gavin Williams. I really felt like the Gavin Williams hype was going to be huge this year. It just has not been. And then Dylan Cruz to Bubba Entrican at 14-11.
Like that pick, Rudy.
Scott White on X, and he is fully on tilt. Well, now I've got to go check this out. Why is he on tilt?
Trying to get his. I mean, he wanted Dylan Cruz to fortify his speed.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, maybe I don't know. You got Williams. Yeah, they. I kind of after looking at the board, I was like, oh, I probably should have taken Bogaerts at 13. But I do like middle infield is tough in this format. Having a second base shortstop, having dual eligible there is kind of nice. You know, I do find I tend to always have some guy on the bench who's multi-position. But I do think Lopez might be one of those guys that ends up getting more time than he probably should in the meat of a lineup. Yeah, and that just helps. And counting stats kind of just find a way to accrue. You didn't stick on base. That was obviously I was looking at it. Oh my god,
Scott White very upset about how fast the first baseman were going.
The who?
The first baseman. He was really upset. But Aranda going, Spencer Torkel's going, Burleson going, Sal Stewart going. And so he felt like his offense was going to be in a bad spot, so he took the biggest swing, and that's why he took Connor Griffin at 177.
Yeah, just like that Rolling Stones classic, you can't always get what you want.
So I feel like Brian Abreu there. I mean, it's nice. I mean, you're going to get, who knows what happens with Hader. Yeah, but that would have been one I would have thought. Yeah, Gianello would have probably been looking at because, I mean, but I guess the whole point of this is stock up on your bats, and there's going to be always.
Yeah, I had Gianello pegged for Caballero.
Yeah,
with his next pick, that would definitely wrap up. Even if Simpson only gets 30 thefts, that would probably wrap up his stolen base numbers.
And it's CJ Baseball making the point that I shouldn't knock Gianella because Simpson, or I shouldn't knock Gianella for Simpson because Gianella has more guys who can steal 40 bases than the guys who throw a pitch to start a game because he doesn't have a starter. I mean, I love seeing someone try to pull off a strategy like this.
Yeah.
I can almost promise you I'm going to do something crazy in a draft this year just to see how it works. It may actually be this Saturday.
And you now have a model for it, don't you?
Well, I'm in the labor mixed auction league that drafts this Saturday. So I think that's my first opportunity. Though I'm not really in a draft where I could do this. Like I'm definitely in an auctions where I could. Yeah. We'll see, though. I'm not. I love the Brenton Doyle pick by Adam Ronis. It's one of my favorite picks this year. Pick round 14 feels like a really good steal. Colin Cowser in round 14. Ray Murphy feels like a great deal as well. All right, let's see what Gianella does here. See, I think part of the problem too is like I don't even know. If I feel because of the injury risk on Gianella's team, does he have enough power? Like I just don't. Especially when the barometer isn't like third place, right? Oh, Jordan Beck. I do not like Jordan Beck as a hitter. I think Jordan Beck is a terrible hitter. He will get speed, and it is Colorado, but
yeah, I had him near the top of my queue.
Jordan Beck.
I need him 30-40. I need 30-40 stolen bases. So.
Yeah, I look at Beck and what, like, I think people kind of forget, like, he had that barrage of homers, like one weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and then virtually didn't really do anything the rest of the season. Trying to find it. When was it? It was the 25th of April. So 26th April on.
I would say it is worth noting that when you draft that many bats, Rockies are pretty nice to have.
Yeah.
Because with his thing, you don't really need a lot. You could almost go all bench hitters.
Mm-hmm.
But then are we doing the Friday swap for hitters this year?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think structurally, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, all the Rocky hitters seem like garbage. No.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like, the Rockies actually have a really interesting lineup this year, where, like, I've said this for the last few years with the White Sox. I told White Sox fans on my podcast, like, I know it sucks right now, and it's probably going to suck for a while, but I think they're finally moving in the right direction. Right? They're being terrible, but terrible with purpose. Where I think they're going to be better after they rebuild, and like, I can finally say that about the Rockies. Like, I feel like they finally have a purpose. And you look at that lineup in Colorado. I mean, the pitching is going to be terrible, and that's just what it is. Especially when you add in a guy like Sagano, who high contact into Coors Field, like, that's just going to end terribly. But like Jake McCarthy, Ezekiel Tovar, Hunter Goodman, Mickey Moniak, Jordan Beck, Willie Castro, Brenton Doyle, like, that's a pretty decent top 7. Like, it's not going to be a playoff team or anything like that, but like, it's respectable.
They'll score some runs.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the home, you'd think it'd be pretty good. Oh, I just put Musgrove in my queue.
Ooh.
Maybe that was one where, let me see, should I just, I don't know. I didn't have a catcher because Herrera, I have to assume, is going to DH all year until proven otherwise. Yeah, I've drafted a Musgrove in my other leagues. I like him as a bounce back.
I love Anthony's pick of Robbie Ray. I feel like that was way too late on Robbie Ray.
There's a horse.
Yeah. Do we like that Robbie Ray? What happened?
I
It was
do.
a complete panic pick.
I love the Robbie Ray pick. I feel like he probably should have gone in the 13th round, not the 15th round. So I love it personally. I'm also a Giants fan. So though usually I'm a lot more critical of my team. For instance, I started off my TGFBI draft by drafting 2 Dodgers. So, but yeah, I think Robbie Ray's going a little bit too late this year.
All right.
I'm going to step away for just a second. I will be back. I'll let you guys handle things for a minute while the draft continues to go.
Trusting us to look after things. Very brave. That's bold. Is that showing up on your guys' screen?
What's that?
My pick.
Has it yet?
Durbin?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I know it's already been drafted. Thank you. I'm getting a bit of a lag here. How about you guys?
I definitely remember I had that one where I had to be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Here's what I took.
Yeah, both my last two picks, I picked them multiple times and it finally showed up. Stormy weathers. Hey, going back to the end of round 15, we had Scott Chu taking Alex Baum. Lyle going to Legaze, Bloomfield with Marcus Semien. I went Chad Durbin and Cody Ponce. Christian Walker to Bloomfield back at pick 2 in round 16. Brendan Donovan, Elliot Ramos, Ryan Weathers, and one of my personal favorites, Sal Frelick. Nice pick, Anthony. And Carter at 16-7. And Rudy's pondering his next pick. What do you like in Frelick, Anthony?
Say that again, Tim.
What do you like in Frelick?
Oh, I think he's you were saying it before. Like, you got to sacrifice on base percentage for a little bit of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And Frelick at 25 years old, maybe a little bit of the exception. Nice walk rate, low strikeout rate, 19 steals last year with a 351 OBP.
Yep.
So is he the last 20 steal with a plus on base percentage guy remaining? He might be with mixing in 15 home runs. So
yeah, I would scanning that list. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, looking through it real quick. There's
15
not
homers,
a lot
20
sitting
steals,
out there that has all those qualities.
Yeah.
How many homers did he have last year? It didn't feel like he had 15 last year.
What's that? Home runs? I think he had 12.
Yeah, somewhere around 12. Yeah. Catcher run, guys. Get your catchers while they're going hot.
12, 19, and 351 were power, speed, and OBP.
Yeah.
All right. Question from the chat. You guys get stoned or drunk for these? I've definitely seen people get drunk for these. I don't drink or do drugs. I've been clean and sober a really long time, but
just a whole lot of water for me.
Yeah.
The 70s was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why one of the reasons I love like the Barf League draft is because we draft at a bar. And I'm almost guaranteed 4 or 5 people will get drunk before the 15th round.
Yeah.
And we drafted online this year, and so I lost some of my advantage there.
Yeah. I can remember seeing Darryl Strawberry go awful early back in the day after he was retired, I believe. Alcohol does have a bearing on results. It does count.
Finishing up the 16th round, let's see. Seth Dragman, or sorry, Tim McLeod led off the 16th round with Cody Ponce. Then went Christian Walker, Brendan Donovan, Helio Ramos, Ryan Weather, Sal Frelick, Evan Carter, Bryce Miller, Kyle Manzardo, Grayson Rodriguez, Carter Jensen, Samuel Basayo, Ryan Jeffers, Kirby Yates, and Aaron Nola. And then just to start off the lead off 17th round, Seth Stratman took Matt Wallner. A little bit of a catcher run right there as people were trying to get, I think, Bubba took their second catcher, but both Adam Ronis and Scott White took their first catchers in the 16th round, waiting quite a long time to get their catchers.
Yes, I think I should take two sometime soon, Justin.
Might be a good idea. I mean, yeah. I'm also though of the opinion, like if I wait this long, I might as well just wait till the end. So yeah, I like to get a kind of earlier catcher, usually one of the top 6 or 7 guys. But if I miss out, then I often just wait. I think the pool between like catcher, I don't know, 15 and 26 aren't really that different. And I don't think I'm making a pick tonight in TGFBI, which is a bummer.
Going slow for you?
It has been a little bit of a slog in mine, not as bad as some other leagues. There's one league in particular where I feel really bad for them because there's one gentleman who has milked the clock way too much, and I think they're still in the 3rd round. But we're in the 4th, so it's not going fast. But here's the thing: like the thing about a slow draft is everybody complains when they go slow, and then you finish earlier and they're like, oh, now what do I do? So. Like, I don't actually mind a slow draft moving slow as long as it's not, as long as people aren't abusing it, which I don't think anybody in my league is.
Yeah, I'm real old school. I'd prefer to do everything on a 60-second clock, but that's just me.
Which makes romantic nights at the McLeod residence a little.
Hey, come on. 45-second clock, Rudy. 45.
I wasn't gonna make the joke, but
someone had given him a tip when he was younger. It's like, just think about baseball, and it did not help.
No.
Michael in the chat saying starting pitching sounds so deep this year. Every round, y'all are rattling off solid arms. It is pretty deep. There are big drop-offs in talent, though. And I feel like this draft hasn't been as starting pitching heavy as maybe other drafts will be. Like there was, like I said, we didn't even get 3 starting pitchers in the 1st round. There weren't very many pitchers taken in the 2nd round. It really didn't start picking up until like round 6. I think part of that, I think, is, you've got Gianella, who's not taking a starter. It's clearly going to go reliever only here. And then a few other teams who decided they were just going to go starter offense heavy early on, really kind of depress the pitching prices in this draft.
Solid pick, Rudy. Every time I turn around, they're moving up his start date.
Yeah, no, that's I'd seen he'd thrown at a good velo. You just can never have enough starters. So I think
I agree.
But in general, this is a draft where starters early first 2 rounds are really tough to do. I would not compare this at all with like a main event. From a strategic side, that you shouldn't be drafting the starters early, unless you're getting some really good value. I mean, obviously the 3 that went off the top of my head made sense. But you're getting to me, you're getting a little bit of a discount on their value. But there we go, another Rocky.
Well, I left a bit of a mark. I like that second half OBP from Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he was just. I mean, he should have worked out. So did he do better in Milwaukee?
Much better. Once he got out of Chicago, but that's sort of understandable, right?
Yeah, didn't they tried to put him in the outfield, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed.
And he pretty much was drafted very similar to Schwarber, right? Like, it's like, this guy is awful on defense.
Yeah.
It's a pure bat play, and that the only way it can work is if they end up being an excellent bat. So it ended up being an awful pick, I thought, from the White Sox, but I don't know what they passed up on. But yeah, no, I mean, it was certainly better. It seemed like a pretty good pick there.
Oh, I like the Victor Scott pick.
Somebody has to finish second to Scott, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick. I think they're going to give him just so much run this year. Like, even like Jordan Walker. I don't even know if he's been picked yet, but like, I'll take the gamble on those guys because I think St. Louis is just going to let him play. You know?
So. I'm real. Yeah, especially with. I mean, I haven't heard the update on Newt Bar, but I did not like hearing that he's like, I'm having trouble walking downstairs.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
has Newt Bar ever been healthy, Rudy? Really? I don't remember Newt Bar ever being healthy.
Yeah, you'd think you can get some acupuncture from his mom's side. Something, but yeah. No, but I always liked him, but no, that I mean, as someone who has like got a little of the fasciitis in the right foot, oh my God, man. Like, the thought of like you can't gut out feet. Like, it robbed Pujols of a lot of his athleticism. And he was, I mean, like, it is kind of crazy. Like, while Miguel Cabrera was just a hitter savant, Pujols was a really good athlete. That guy was stealing. He was a Gold Glover at first. So yeah, so when I hear like heard it with Newt Bar, it definitely like I definitely knocked his projections down. McClanahan was a Garrett Cole or McClanahan thinking for me.
What do you think of I don't know. I hesitated, but at this point in 18th round, why not on McClanahan, right?
Oh, I mean, I just took Garrett Cole. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that was the decision.
Yeah. Yeah, the discussion we had, this definitely helped me with this pick. I mean, it might be the wrong thing to do, but
yeah, I mean,
yeah, why not?
And this is the way I think you have to think about, even like a Victor Scott. It's like you can never time steals. It's so hard. But the thinking is like, man, I don't have, like, if I just play Victor Scott all year, that is going to be awful for power. You know, but if I platoon him with a Rocky,
there you go.
I only play a Rocky at home because all of a sudden, now I take Moniak and you're all interested, and then look what the next guy, look what Gianella does, trying to get your attention.
I think my only issue with Moniak is, I mean, just kind of by like the law of averages and kind of the home weight splits for Rockies guys is you can only really play him at home, right? So he's a 50% player, but he's also a platoon player. So now is he more of a 35%? And are you going to be able to maximize that?
You know, I don't know if I would say he's, I mean, they have such shitty options there.
I know they do.
That might be. I mean,
but they've got 3 or 4 right-handed bats on their bench.
I mean, he had 461 plate appearances last year. So, yeah, I'm not. I mean, but let's say this, if he's only playing 50% of the time, then that was a stupid pick by me. But surprisingly, he was like 5th on the screen for outfielders, and he was pretty high on my board. And and the reality is ADP is so impossible to use right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you almost have to use what it looks like when people pick outfielder, who shows up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kerry Carpenter was definitely a consideration. That was that was a good pick.
Uh-oh. Can you stop it, Justin?
Stop what?
The draft. Scott's got a problem with his pick.
Oh, okay.
And Todd hasn't stepped in yet, eh?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'd say like the Bieber pick was a little surprising.
Let me text Todd.
Yeah, he's been asking since right away, eh? So I think it's gonna have to be backed up a couple spots.
Time is it?
Well, it is 10 o'clock for you East Coasters. Me here, it's 7.
My wife is texting me on the side saying I won't stay up this late with her to watch a movie, but I'll stay up late to talk to you guys.
Okay, so you get that that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah. It's like if we're watching a movie, we got to start it at 5:30 so you could be in bed by 8. But for fantasy baseball, you'll stay up all night.
Yeah. Imagine the conversation I had with Danielle when I told her I was live streaming a draft I wasn't in.
Yeah. It's a fair point. And I've met Danielle. She's a saint for putting up with your nonsense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. It was the fact that I'm all like, yeah, I've got the Tout Wars live stream tonight, and she's like, aren't you drafting in New York? And I'm like,
I guess we're gonna have to kickstart the draft board again, eh?
Oh, let me do that. There we go. All right, so it was fixed. Spencer Steer is the pick for Scott, not Shane Bieber.
So, Tim, were you surprised that Durbin didn't run more last year? Or does Milwaukee not like to run?
I think he's going to run a little bit more this year. I sort of like him in an OBP, and he's got second. I think he's going to have second base eligibility fairly early, right?
Yeah, he will.
I had a lot of Churia last year, and I definitely drafted a lot of Durbin, and I'm just wondering if.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Durbin myself this year, a lot.
No, he won't have second base, except for in Yahoo. He starts the year with Yahoo, but I believe he's playing third, isn't he? And they're gonna move Marcelo Mayer over to second base.
I thought it was the other way around.
I haven't heard what it's gonna be.
They have been playing him Durbin so far at third, I believe, in spring.
Okay.
So
well, hey, you can never have enough third basemen, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Baltimore Orioles could really use a third baseman right now. With Westberg probably out for quite a while.
Yeah, that's well, and you know what? Everybody's talking about the arm, but nobody's talking about the oblique. That could have had him out for a couple months, just as it is, right?
Is that what else did he have?
Oblique.
He's got. Well, no, he's also got a torn UCL.
Right, that's what I remember. Torn UCL.
And they're gonna try.
And an oblique.
He just can't stay healthy, man. I understand people like looking at the small samples and being like, hey, if he does 600 plate appearances, he's going to be a monster. And that's a kind of an if, right? Like people shouldn't be. And I think the fact that second base was so shallow, people were really excited about Westberg because he had that eligibility. So, but I don't think he's going to play this year. I think Tommy John is coming after. He's going to take at least 2 months off to, rest and rehab that torn UCL. In a league like this, it makes sense to take a shot on a guy like Westberg late. I don't think he's even gone yet because of the unlimited IL, right? So if you're getting hit, and the thing I remind people is you're going to drop between 13 and 17 of the players you draft anyways, even if you're a good team. So like now we're in round 19. All these guys are droppable at any point. So like I don't mind people taking gambles there, but in your leagues where you've got 3 IL spots or no IL spots, I'm not taking a guy like that. There's a really good chance that he's not going to be playing at all this season.
Yeah.
All right, moving into round 19, last few picks. We had Bailey Ober go to Adam Ronis, Ray Murphy take Jack Leiter, who is a pitcher I really like this year. Then Jack Flaherty and Luis Garcia Jr. to Seth Trackman. How many rounds is this? I can't remember. 29 rounds. All right. So we are about 2/3 of the way through this Tout Wars draft. How you guys feeling so far about your team?
I don't have enough youth.
Well, you still have time. There's still a third of the draft left to go draft a bunch of rookies.
There we go. No, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's 2 weeks from now we could all have 3 players on the IL. So I take everything early with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling okay. I keep looking at my sheet and trying to see what. But I like I've stockpiled on pitchers. I think I've got I think I'm a little ahead of the field on quantity at least.
Yeah, I've got 6. How many do you have, Ree?
I'm at 6, but I might have missed some, but I feel like the room only has the rest of the teams might have closer to 4.
Yeah, there's going to be a mad dash coming up here, I think.
But who do you get? That's the. I mean, how do you?
6. What was that?
I mean, so how many pitchers? Is there an easy way to tell how many pitchers are drafted? I mean, I think I never get all the players in time.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can.
But my thing is that the other teams have an average of 4.5 pitchers. I'm sure I'm missing some, but I'm not seeing a lot. You look at there really haven't been that many. I mean, there's only been a handful in the last couple of rounds.
Get a little bit of a run on the corner there. There was 3 of them that went there, and everybody's waiting to make the mad reserve dash. I think, Rudy.
Could be, but yeah. So I mean, I feel good there. I've got a closer. It seems like most teams have gotten 2 at this point.
I got 1.5.
Well, right. You have 2 relievers. You might have 1.5 closers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they don't have like a roster board like they do in like NFBC on Fantrax apparently.
You can click that. You can click the square that says draft board top right. It looks like a grid by the question mark. It'll give you a pure draft board, Justin.
I can't be too far off. So I think the average is like 4.5 outside of the 2 of us.
Yeah. Yeah, that does seem like there's a fair number still sitting there. When I look at it close.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's one I missed. No, it is funny when you miss a guy and then you look and he's like taken 4 rounds prior, and it feels kind of like very judgmental. I was like, I'm not drafting Aaron Nola.
No.
Ooh, I got to draft someone.
Yes, you do.
Okay, this is probably early, but. And could be completely awful, but
I think he's probably the guy in Washington. I
like the look of Henderson.
I like the Henderson pick there too. So we play a game on the Sleeper and the Bust every once in a while, usually a few times a season, and it's called Reliever or Congressman, where I will say a name and the other hosts and guests have to figure out whether that player is an MLB reliever or a congressman.
I know where you're going with that.
And I feel like, I feel like I could do that game with just the Nationals bullpen.
Yeah.
Cole Henry of the 32nd precinct.
Yeah, exactly. If I threw the name, Jackson Rutledge, that sounds way more like a congressman who was given his job to him by his father than it does a reliever for the Nationals.
Yeah, I believe Jackson Rutledge is a Republican in a gerrymandered district.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Alabama's 4th is definitely where Jackson Rutledge lives.
That's Alabama's fighting 4th.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. So it's a really fun game, especially with terrible bullpens like that. All right, we are moving along. Let's see, Logan Henderson. I do like that pick a lot. Scott Chu getting on base percentage and nothing else from Nolan Shanwell.
That's that. Yeah, pretty much nothing else. I mean, he's definitely a guy that looks great on if you based on a projection model.
Yeah, because he's so good at on base percentage, especially late.
And you'd think there's no reason not to keep him toward the top of the lineup because of it, and because of there's not like that much else. I mean, they keep losing guys that are of any. Taylor Ward's not there anymore.
That Angels lineup is so sad for Mike Trout. I mean, I love Joe Adele, but Shanwell batting 2nd and Yon Makata batting 4th. Those are the batters you are.
Still in the league.
Yeah, he's going to be their starting 3rd baseman. That's who you surround Mike Trout with.
Yeah.
Isaac Collins dealing with an injury right now, but I do like that pick if he's healthy. So I don't necessarily like it for John, who's already added Kyle Stowers, who's hurt. Though it's a 6th outfielder, so not as big of a deal. Mike Burrows. I think that's another Bloomfield guy, so not
that's
surprising.
That's an auto pick. He says he wants Adolis.
Oh, Adolis is gone.
No, we thought he was gone.
No, he's not gone.
Oh, okay.
He was gone and then he was back.
It's the circle of time.
It's Come on, you guys are professionals. Get it together.
I think I'm not the only one, along with Rudy, whose computer's working a little bit wonky in relationship to this site right now.
Yeah, we all had that. I mean, I got it in, but it was certainly sweating it.
Yeah.
Luckily, all the other teams white knuckled it because it is.
Update your draft chart, guys. Okay, you're not authorized to view this chat room. Well, that's very nice. Okay, now I am. Okay. Holy, it gave me one.
You're a big Carson Benj fan, right? Oh, I'll let you make your other pick, and then I'll question you on Benj.
Yeah, power speed, and opportunity, all three. I think he breaks camp, and again, I like both the power and the speed potential, and the bat to ball skills. I think he went 3 for 3 in his first game on the field. I know it's spring training as such, but I think the Mets want him to succeed. The leash will be fairly long.
That's all right. And now Bloomfield takes Burroughs.
Okay.
And then John takes Patrick Bailey. I didn't expect to even necessarily go in this draft because Patrick Bailey is so bad offensively.
He's challenged a bit.
But he's not framer savant, right?
He is. I mean, he is fantastic. I mean, I don't know if you saw that video that Pitching Ninja did on him not stealing strike, but calling the ABS correctly.
Yeah, and I saw something that basically someone making a case that he's the best defense, like he's put together the best run in all time of like a 2-3 year in terms of value.
I saw a tweet a while ago. Let's see if I can find it.
There's some home runs in round 20. Nice pick, Rudy.
He's actually at the top of my board, but I had to check again. Like, that Otto Lopez at second, and that gets my middle infield.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Lowe was he was fourth at the top. He'd be tempting me. Yeah, that I just had to reread his thing, and he was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's not enough walks in there, is there?
It's not bad. I don't know how many outfielders he has. I mean, part of it would be like, he doesn't It could be that you just see him as if in a, 4 righties Monday to Thursday, 4 games you play him. You've got to. I think Juneau is definitely thinking about platoon. And in this case, if you're not getting a good home park, then you want a lefty.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could just, so you pick out the best weeks. I don't know. So he got Suarez. So now he has 4 relievers. Oh. Hello?
I've muted Rudy just to let him take that phone call. I don't know if maybe that's Sirius calling him, checking in on his team, or just to be on the safe side. What was he talking about? I didn't hear what he was saying.
We were just talking about Josh Lowe and Mason Wynn. Josh Lowe and some of his in the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that Josh Lowe pick here at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Who did he go to? Oh, right there, Gianella. And I mean the Robert Suarez pick right there. Like, what if he ends up being the closer? That's especially when you're doing that all reliever strategy. Actually, to get Robert Suarez that late feels like a pretty decent steal.
Yeah, we are down into the final push, so we're going to see some interesting names, no doubt.
Zebby Matthews, one of them. I'm a big Zebby guy this year. So, trying to find that stat on Patrick Bailey's defensive metrics, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe I had it. I don't know. Patrick Bailey, just insanely good defender. Oh, and Ryan Nelson. Like, here's another guy I like a lot. So, I think those are some pretty good picks late. Zebby Matthews going to Seth Trackman. Scott White taking Ryan Nelson. Even Quentin Priester, like that's a pretty good pick. Kevin Ginkel taking a shot at a closer here late if he is the guy. I don't know who it's going to be in Arizona, but all right. Oh, one of my favorite guys, Gianella takes Colt Keith, or as I often call him, Keith Colt, because that seems like a more proper usage of his names, but apparently I'm wrong. Victor Vodnik, you get a closer, but it's in Colorado. That might be a problem there. I'm interested to see. Okay, so Garrett Thorne takes Riley O'Brien and Victor Vodnik as his second and third closer. He has Kenley Jansen already. So he already had the guy that should be kind of penciled into the role and then taking a gamble on his second one. I like that strategy. Casey Mize going to Anthony. Justin Sterner, another kind of closer gamble there for Dr. Roto. And now we have Scott Chu on the clock. Colton Anderson just asked. It says Swanson or Sterner went. Sterner just went. I think Sterner's a pretty interesting closer spec right there. Oh, and Rudy was on Sirius, so that's why he had to mute himself real quick. Gianella with Tucker, Yoron, Harper, Yelich, Trout, and now Josh Lowe really taking advantages of unlimited ILs. Yeah, and see, that's why, like, love Gianella. Gianella's won this league, I think at least once or twice. Like, really smart dude, and actually one of my favorite people to talk to in the industry. But I don't love the construction of that reliever strategy and taking injury risk guys, right? So, like, I feel like if you're going to say, hey, I'm going to go all relievers, I'm going to punt strikeouts and wins, and go for, winning all 5 hitting categories and then the ratios and saves with my relievers, I feel like you have to then, like, be a little bit risk averse. You're getting so much volume and upside from taking only hitters early that, like, the adding in so many injury risk guys to me is kind of doesn't really help you offset that strategy. Now, I think the argument against what I'm saying is like, hey, I've got so many good offensive players that if a few of them get hurt, I'm not going to miss a beat. But I think it's a little bit of a risk there. I would have much rather see him take a lower risk approach than the one he kind of took with this build. I'm really interested to see how it plays out, though. Tim, you are a Ryan Weiss guy. Tell me why.
Well, if it wasn't for Cody Ponce, he probably would have been the KBO's MVP last year. I think he finished second to Ponce in strikeouts over there, sub-3 ERA. Decent, but not great velocity, but he'll throw about 6 different pitches at you. And when I look at the success we've seen quite often from first-year players returning, especially pitchers returning to Major League Baseball, I'm very happy with him as a number 7, 8 starter.
Yeah. I like him that late. I think that's a really, really fun gamble. It's low risk. Like I said before, people are going to drop 13 to 17 of their players. And so, like, if it doesn't work out, it wasn't much cost invested. But take gamble on a guy like that, I do like. Speaking of gambles, I do like Cam Smith. You know, if he doesn't make the roster, you know, for Scott, he can probably drop him or just reserve him to see if he comes up. But really high upside play there as well. So like that one. I like the Spencer Howard's pick by Anthony. That's a good pick as well right there. Especially in that improved offense. They, you know, like they're never going to be, you know, going out and spending a ton of money, but they did go to improve things a little bit there. So we got a bold prediction. Taylor Rogers with 20 saves. I don't think that is a bad prediction at all. I'm actually going to write my bold predictions article tonight.
Taylor or Tyler? What team are we talking?
Taylor for the Twins.
Okay.
I think that's what he said. Yeah, Taylor Rogers. Okay. I don't think Tyler Rogers is going to get 20 saves because I think Jeff Hoffman's really, really good. But Taylor Rogers, I like that. He is kind of the capital C closer, the guy with experience that teams just love. So I could definitely see that Rogers just being the guy and getting 20 saves in Minnesota. And they no longer have Rocco Baldelli running the ship, right? So, like, we don't need to necessarily assume they are going to go with a closer by committee with a new manager in there. All right, we have Rudy on the clock. It's paused. Probably because he's on Sirius. Maybe asked them to pause it. So we are in the middle of round 22, going 29 rounds tonight here in the Tout Wars Mixed League Draft. So far, some pretty interesting teams. Somebody in the chat said they liked Dominic Canzone, Shelley's pick in the 21st round. I like that too. I think they're going to give him strong side of platoon DH bats, it looks like. So, and there is a lot of power. He just needs to stay on the field and see if we can, see if he can stay healthy and not lose that job. I think part of the problem with Canzone is they have other options to go to. While Seattle did not really do much in terms of adding a ton to the team, they do have guys in the minor leagues that they can bring up. They've got Victor Robles, who I think is going to start on the short side of the platoon. They got Luke Raley, who's a lefty. So like I think Canzone actually has to hit in order for him to keep that job. But he's one of these StatCast guys that are really, really interesting. 92 mile an hour average exit velocity, 50% hard hit percentage last year, XBA of 290. Like, he's doing everything he needs to be doing. He needs to raise that launch angle a little bit to take advantage of that power. But yeah, I mean, if he stays healthy, the problem is he hasn't. He's never had more than 268 plate appearances at the major league level. So it's a good gamble though here late. And again, unlimited IL. So yeah, Horowitz is really underrated. I like that pick, Anthony. Was he a guy you had kind of circled on your board as like, hey, he's a sleeper I'm going to take late?
I wanted to make up for a little bit of on-base percentage later on in the draft. Horowitz was, 350 plus last year? So, like a couple of my picks later in the draft were kind of keyed into that, like Horowitz, Jacob Wilson with the A's, trying to make up for the Trevor Stories and Teoscar Hernandez's of the world. So, yeah, to get Horowitz in my utility bat spot, and you said it, nice, better offense, I should say. I shouldn't say nice, but better for the Pirates.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like them. And like you said, and it's a great point. It's not a stat I've heard. What was it? At this point, even the good teams cut how many players, Justin? That's a fascinating number to me.
So in a 30-round draft, one of the things I started doing, I think it was in 2022, I had just a terrible year, just a truly atrocious year. Like I played in 24, 25 leagues, and I didn't cash in a single league. Right, didn't finish the top 3 in a single league. Like it was just a disaster year for me. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out what went wrong. And so I turned it into an article series. It's a series I've done every year now. Though I didn't do it this year, I just got too busy in November when I usually write it. And so what I do is I go through each individual team and I break down the draft. And then I also break down each month individually, week by week, right? And do a massive deep dive. And then I use that to kind of go, okay, on my teams that have been bad, like what's the common thread, right? Where is is this just, hey, I got unlucky, people got injured? Or is this an issue with, like my logic or my strategy? And one of the things I noticed was on every single team over the last, 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this, or 3 or 4 years I've been doing this, is you drop 13 to 17 guys, even on the teams where I won, big money NFBC leagues. Like, like I dropped 14, 15 guys, and that's just kind of how it works out. And so like when you get past round, let's say 17, all those guys are droppable, right? Like almost immediately, yes, some of them are going to hit and you're going to keep them, but the majority of those guys you're going to drop. Really don't, people who agonize over their 23rd round selection, that guy may help you. He may be that winning piece. But more often than not, he's going to be a guy you drop within like the first month or two of the season. So,
yeah. Interesting stuff.
It was shocking to me. And one of the things I actually did at one point too was go look at some of the main event winners and things like that, and look at their teams. Like, hey, how many guys do you have from your team that you drafted? And yeah, it bears out. 13 to 17 guys get dropped from every, from even the best teams. And often the best teams are ones that really cycle through the players, especially when you start talking about 10s and 12 teamers. It's even more.
Yeah.
Hey, Rudy, how was SiriusXM treating you?
I appreciated everyone pausing the draft. It's definitely a lot easier to be on those things when you're on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Much.
But can't say, the Hayes pick was easy, but Robert Stevenson, I don't know.
If he's healthy, he's probably the guy, right?
And if he's not, he's on the IL. It's
yeah.
But
that bullpen's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm not. Yeah, the reality is, I just wasn't really desperate for a bat. I think I'll just have like a catcher spot on my.
Yeah.
Just looking at my sheet, guys, who I was thinking I want to make sure to get on my. Because now it's like if you've got a guy, no reason really to wait on a bunch of guys now.
Yeah, I guess here is. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind.
Anthony passed on Dominic Canzone.
No Canzone for.
So yeah, you were saying that the Angels bullpen were a mess. So question: Mark Alford, is he a congressman or Angels reliever?
I've never heard of him.
Congressman.
Good job, guys. He is Arkansas's congressman from their 4th district.
And that's from a Canadian, guys.
I had not heard of that guy, so that makes me feel good that he wasn't a reliever.
I hadn't heard from him either, but I know the Angels bullpen real good.
Yeah, well, what is? I mean, who's the other guy? It's Yates, Stevenson, and who else?
Pomerantz and
Romano, Zephyr John.
Romano, yeah.
It's not actually an easy bullpen to do the game with because there's so many has-been guys on it, right? Like Chase Silseth is in there, Brent Suter is in there.
Yeah,
I guess the only guy I could have asked was like Jose Fermin, like, is that a reliever or congressman? But I think that one was even a little obvious it was a reliever. So
I like the Rengifo pick. That's not and everyone. Maybe he figured out it's like Milwaukee. He's not going to run like he did that time 2 years ago or a couple of years back. After what we just said with Churio, like I thought Churio would be like a 40 stolen base guy.
Brock Wilson's not happy, but that's only a year deal.
Oh, so here's an interesting thing. Because so Gianella, obviously doing the, no starting pitcher gambit, has only taken 4 relievers, and we have 7 rounds to go. So
he's got
how many relievers is he taking rest of the way here?
Well,
I know when I'm going to take the ones I want.
Yeah. Oh, but that makes it a good point of where I generally don't want to. I mean I don't care about Robert Stevenson.
No.
And Beater was like my flag for RB2, and it couldn't be a weaker flag plant, right? But yeah, if you want relievers, you got like Gianel's going to go after is going to be getting a reliever each thing.
Yeah, I mean, 7 picks left. He needs at least 5 to fill out a full roster. So he's got it, but he may take 7 relievers here at the end.
No, that's the thing, right? No, for sure. I mean, like I'm going to let him have Seth Halverson.
Yeah, me too.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I was not going to touch the Victor Vodnik.
Yeah,
that's a cool name, though, Rudy. It really is.
I know. I think it's Vlad Sedler's cousin. That's just where you have to always think about, like, you can't, when you look at a projection, you always have to think what's like best case and worst case, and it's like, man, it's like best cases with rocky pitchers is so bad.
But they are consistent.
It just never works out. I've just been burned so many. I haven't even burned that many times just watching. It's like watching.
Who was the last good Rocky starter? Was it Ubaldo?
No, Marquez.
Yeah, Marquez had that 1 year.
Oh, that's okay.
He had 2 or 3 years, actually. I think he had a nice little stretch.
There was also
Francis had a good year in there. 1.
Kyle Freeland had 1 good year too.
Oh, okay.
Because I got asked this on a trivia thing or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Freeland in 2018 threw 202 innings with a 2.85 ERA.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's insane.
Yeah. I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Not been seen since.
That's really funny.
Okay. And let's see who Mike takes. Just don't take the guy that I want with my next pick, and I'll be okay.
Vladimir Guerrero the third?
And 4th.
Wow, no.
Whoa.
He's going for reliever. He's going relievers all at the end. Okay.
Yeah. Well, rookie. He had himself a tough day today.
Roki?
Yeah.
Yeah, would they take him out of the game and then put him back in, and he pitched better when they put him back in? Was that today?
He allowed 4 earned runs. I don't think he got out of the inning. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a shot at. I drafted him last year in this league in like the 10th round. It didn't work out.
I've had no share since he came over. I followed his career in Japan, and I honestly think he probably should. I don't know. Surgery, I think, is going to come into play at some point in time. His first couple of years, he was consistently 100, 102 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden, he dipped into the 96, and he still couldn't. I think his high water mark's 120 innings. It's not good. It's unfortunate because when he was throwing triple digits, wow, it was impressive.
Right, and that's when we're like last year. It was like, I think in the 10th round, if he gives you 120 innings, if they're great, you could justify it with IL. But after we saw last year, he's a hard one to roster.
Yeah,
I can't.
Even in Dynasty, he's tough.
Yeah, I mean, so you just got to be. But if you took a 23rd round on him, yeah, I guess you're already okay to cut him. You're not going to be.
Yeah. There's the guy that I wanted, Rudy Whitlock. I just don't believe that Chapman will do it in back-to-back years.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, I mean, Whitlock had that. Looked like, they just messed with him. They should have just kept him as reliever. Really. Yeah. There's your Jordan Walker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, is it 6 or 7 in this? 7, I think, eh? Mine's showing 15 spots.
Mm-hmm.
There's a solid IL. He took another bat. He's got to be going. How many pitchers does he have?
You got to draft. You have to. I don't know. Do we actually have a rule that you have to fill in? I don't know if we have to. I don't know if we have the rule that you have to leave with the right roster.
An active, yeah.
But otherwise, he'd be going all relievers or all pitchers after this. It makes sense. It's just that
I would have to think you have to field a legal roster, Rudy.
I assume so.
Yeah, I'm doing the same as you, assuming. So.
That would have been one guy that you think he would have targeted, Jeremiah Estrada, right?
Yeah, that's one of the guys. That was the number 2 guy I had on my list because Mason Miller, the odds of injury are reasonably high, aren't they?
But I'm just saying, I mean, you have to just think of it also as just like good ratios, good K rate, stuff like that.
Yeah, he was the number 1 relief pitcher, I think, for strikeouts last year. You're very close to it if he wasn't.
So But Kim is a good one. I mean, he's definitely going to max out his. He'll make use of his IL.
That's the whole bullpen with more, John.
This point, might as well lock in the likely Nats bullpen.
You grab Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I mean, like, yes, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, we still draft so early that I think, reliever darts make a lot more sense than batter darts.
Yeah.
Aside from my note that, I would say rocky hitters or teams,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, anyone else with a good home field. Yeah, I mean, Larnock's a guy I've definitely drafted a lot over the years, but he also just doesn't. He's also a guy that you just don't. If you got to drop him, you drop him.
Yeah.
He's never. It never feels like it's paid off. But I like it.
All right. Down to the 26th round. Someone said that, he is. Janelle has gotten a lot of the injury stash guys. Didn't take all those relievers that I thought he would, though.
Well, it's all
happening now.
coming now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna take one on his list.
Yeah, I took one at the corner too, I think, didn't I? Or did I go with bats this time? I went with bats.
Yeah, you went bats.
Yeah.
Owen Casey and Nolan Gorman. 2 picks I kind of like lately. Yeah. I've been telling people, like, don't draft Kyle Stowers, just draft his twin brother Owen Casey on the same team later.
I think he's got a job breaking camp, but
yeah,
we'll
and Marlins have no reason not to play him, right?
Yeah.
The same kind of thing with Nolan Gorman. Like, do I think either of those guys are really good? No, but they're going to play.
Yeah. Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick the right week with matchups and stuff.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
And like I said earlier, like, everybody is going to drop like 13 to 17 players. So
yep,
all these guys being drafted right now are going to end up on the waiver wire more likely than not.
Yep.
Right. And let's see the last few picks here.
Steros isn't going to get the catch, is he?
No.
I had on the last live stream I did for the Tout Wars Souls League, Sarah Sanchez was in that league, and she's like, yeah, maybe an emergency catcher kind of situation, but seems really unlikely they're going to let him behind the plate. I love the Parker Messick pick. I'm a big Messick guy. I like the Mick Abel pick too. He's having a really hot start to spring.
Yeah. I had Ballesteros at the top of my queue for what it's worth, trying to get him late and cheap, but
yeah. It's funny. I had him in my queue as well. I was hoping to get him in one more round too.
Yeah. So what you're saying is I wasn't getting him.
No, he was my next pick if he came back around. Sorry, Tim.
That's okay. It makes me feel a lot better. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like they finally made it into the 5th round of my draft in TGFBI. There we go. Still not gonna get the pick, but Grant Taylor is fun, more of a WK reliever. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be closing. And I think they talked about wanting to stretch him out at some point. So
I saw something today stating that both him and Tolley are going to be in the minors to start the year. Both starting.
Oh, Conley early.
Yeah,
I think so too. But like the thing about Boston, and I had this discussion on the Friends of Fantasy Benefits podcast with Dave McDonald, is they are one of those teams that don't really care about things like contracts, right? Like they're going to play the best players. And if Oviedo and Bayo falter, Tolley and Conley early will be up pretty early. So I don't mind taking that gamble and stashing and kind of wait and seeing if it pans out, because I do think the upside, especially on early, is super, super high. Yeah. Grant Taylor, I think they're gonna stretch him out, and he'll be a multi-inning guy. Gianella missed with not taking Estrada.
Yeah, we said that one that it maybe got a little cute with like is Vientos and Kim I liked. I would have taken him and Westberg. I get. It's just I just don't think there's that many great matchups that you're gonna be able to use these guys. So I would have gotten a few more relievers. Or I would have drafted them a little earlier. I guess that's what I'd say.
There's a guy that could end up getting more than just a handful of saves. Adam Swanson, yeah. He's got a big arm.
It's supposed to be spelled SWANSON, but he spells it like that to try to get people to make him the closer and get saves.
Well, yeah.
That's really funny. Are they moving? They're moving Kyle Leahy into the rotation. Interesting. I didn't even realize that. I really liked Leahy.
He's part of my queue.
I've got him in a 30-team, 100-man roster or keeper league.
Okay.
So.
That one hurt a little bit. I thought Mayer might sneak down to the end of this round.
Kind of surprised he was still around here. Cole Emerson now goes. I mean, this is the time to take gamble on those kind of high upside guys, right? Like I said, they're going to drop a lot of them. So now's the time. Like Anthony's Jonah Tong pick last round. Love that. I know he's not going to make the rotation, but he'll be up early.
I'm hoping by the end of May.
Oh, there you go, Foster Griffin. There's a interesting pick right there by Tim. Like that one.
And let's shorten the relief pitching core down by one.
Matt Brash, there you go. Interested to see who GNL takes here the last couple rounds. Got Will Warren going to John Legueza. Oh, John Legueza taking Kobe Mayo in the 25th. Love that pick. And Jordan Walker. Love that pick. John took 5 starters in the last 7 rounds. Is that because he just didn't take enough starters early? Yeah, he didn't take enough starters early.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Bloomfield does here. I saw the Lourdes Gurriel Jr. pick, and for some reason I thought it was Profar. I was like, oh, wait, no, that's a bad pick, but wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tim taking all 3 Americans who went to Asia. Well, there you go. See, got to fill that niche.
Well, hey, first year that we've seen success. I'll roll a dice.
Mm-hmm.
And again, how many did you say? 27 picks get
13 to 17 picks on average get dropped from even good teams every year. So it's like I said, these rounds right here, I think a lot of people overthink them.
And most people spend a good chunk of their fab in the first month of the season.
Exactly. Well, especially in a league like this and tout where, inevitably, because there's, it's kind of a winner take all, people often fall off a little bit if they're in, 13th, 14th place by, July, August.
Yeah. I'm in one redraft league where you can't pick anybody up unless they are signed to a contract. And we do the draft in December. So all the Asian guys are all free agents going into the first fab period.
I do that in so I have a 3-sport league. We draft in July.
Okay.
So we're drafting like July, August for the next season. And so like it's always a matter of like who's going to trade for the most fab so they can try to get the guys who just got signed from Japan and Korea.
Right.
Or the guys who broke out in the second half and we just didn't know it was happening yet.
Yeah.
All right, we got Seth Lugo goes, Luke Weaver goes, Lucas Ursig goes, Joey Wentz goes, Brad Keller goes. Everybody's taking relievers and screwing Mike Gianella right now.
Huh? Well, the problem is going all the relief. Everybody wants at least a shot or two to try and get some cheap saves here before they go and challenge the other 14 in the first fab period, eh? So all these relief pitchers, it happens every year, doesn't it, Rudy?
Yeah.
That's what I would have liked to see Gianella maybe take one more kind of like elite guy up top. Tanner Scott. Because who is his elite guy is Munoz.
Yeah, he's got Walker,
and you got Fairbanks. I mean,
yeah. I mean, he's got the volume for the saves. Like he's gonna he's probably going to win the saves category for sure.
The problem being all he needs is a couple of really bad blow-ups out of his relief pitchers.
Yeah,
it takes a long time to drag that ERA back down.
That's the risk.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, I would almost rather like do something like take two elite guys. Like he took Munoz in the fourth. Let's say he took Mason Miller in the third. Then you can trade one of those guys for an offensive guy later on if you've built up such a huge lead.
Yeah. Or the other option, Justin, is what you do is you draft two elite closers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you draft a Pablo Lopez, and keep them active. Guys that aren't going to play, they're not going to hurt your ratios, right?
That's actually a really interesting idea. I actually really like that idea.
Yeah, but okay, so like, is that circumventing the, I guess not the rules, but the gentleman's agreement behind the rules to draft a guy
Did you know we shake on this, Rudy, or what? I don't know. It probably is against the quotation mark spirit of the but I don't think there's any rule that says you can't do it.
For what?
Just like, let's say Gianella drafts Mason Miller and then also drafts Munoz or whatever. Like, let's say you got three elite closer guys, but instead of drafting all these other relievers, he just drafted starters who weren't going to pitch this year. Pablo Lopez, maybe like a Spencer Twellenbach, someone like that, and take zeros. You get the saves you need to win the category, and then you don't risk the blow up. I mean, the problem is if Mason Miller is the one who has the blow up, then there's almost no way to work it off, right? Like if you get the Josh Hader year where he had like a 5 ERA,
you're in trouble.
Then you're screwed. But like it's not actually a bad strategy. And I'm all about using the rules to your favor. Like I said, like there was one year where in the Tout Wars Points League where they set up the point structure wrong.
I remember talking to you about that.
Yeah, and the pitchers were worth way too much. And so everybody else is doing like your traditional, like, 65-35 kind of split hitter pitcher. And I spent $200 on pitching, right? Because like, even like your mediocre pitchers were worth as much as like, Mike Trout and Miguel Cabrera that year. And so like, I just dominated the points by taking all those guys, and they had to change the rules. Like I love being the reason why they have to change a rule.
I have to drive. Right. So we're assuming you have to have a legal lineup here. So
I would assume so. Yeah.
Stinks, but okay.
Second catcher.
I have to draft a catcher.
Danny Jansen and old Jay.
Yeah, that. I mean, hopefully I'll get. We'll see. I was kind of bullish that Herrera would be like 3 days a week to start the season, but I heard they're going to take it slow.
Yeah, I think they are.
But the crazy thing is that his value as a DH was already
it's so good.
Fine where I drafted him because I think he had like a 370 on base percentage last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the thing is,
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So like, even if I mean, if he's just DH, that I'm not happy and not too happy, but it wasn't that much of a reach, given his on base percentage, but and the rest of the stats, because obviously Moreno is pretty good for on base percentage, but he's pretty sucky everything else.
Herrera has a career 370 on base percentage in the majors with 777 plate appearances. So
right.
I think you're gonna be just fine with that once he gets that catcher eligibility. And he's one of those guys where, like, so I do the shortstop ranks, but I also do the catcher ranks at Fangraphs, and he was one of those guys that kind of had a little bit lower, mostly because like I don't know when he's going to be eligible to catch,
right?
And then it was the commenters yelling at me that made me go and do a deeper dive, and I was like, oh, actually, I was wrong here. Like, he needs to be higher. Like, yeah, I prefer him in the leagues where he's already catcher eligible, but like he's pretty damn good.
Mr. Irrelevant here.
Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft. Tim McLeod is going to take. Oh, we don't get to see because it Rhys Hoskins. There you go. All right, that's going to wrap us up for the 2026 Tout Wars Mixed League Draft. The next one of these live streams will be the Tout Wars weekend, the weekend of, I believe it's like the 14th of March. Where we'll have 4 of these, the AL, NL, mixed auction, and the head-to-head points league. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for this entire time. That was really, really awesome of you, so I didn't have to talk the entire time, and I could actually take a break every once in a while.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Good luck this year with your teams, and we will see you all watching live from New York when we do this next live stream.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yep. Thanks, Justin. Nice catching up, Rudy, Anthony. Have a good year.
Yeah,
Be well.
Yep. Bye, guys.